Anyway, you were asking about Charlie. So, yes. So I was happy with Ben, but aware of the deadness. And when I went to New York to meet a director for a space movie, but only one where they take space seriously, sex trafficking in space. It was political, or they wanted us to think it was. It was actually just fulfilling the same needs certain fucked up porn does. Anyway, while I was there, the producer invited me to a play. It was in someone's living room with all the lights on and like nothing I'd ever seen before. Strange, surreal, dystopian story. So well acted, and one of the actors was this big shaggy bear who played all his lines looking directly at me, which I knew couldn't really be the case, but I felt that way. And of course later I learned that it was. Cookies are really great too. Afterwards, I was introduced to the cast, and this bear turned out to also be the director. He didn't really know who I was, or he did, or he figured it out later. And that was it. He started talking to me. And I talked back. And the dead part wasn't dead. It was just in a coma, and it was better than sex, the talking. Well, the sex was also like the talking. Everything is like it's everything in a relationship. Do you find that? We spent the whole night and the next day together, and I just never left. And to be honest, all the problems were there in the beginning, too. I just went along with him in his life because it felt so damn good to myself, to feel myself alive. In the beginning, I was an actress, a star, so that felt like something. People came to see me at first, but then the farther away I got from that and the more the theater company got acclaim, I had less and less weight. I became who? Oh, you remember that actress who was. In that thing, that time. And he was the draw. And that would have been fine, but I got smaller. I realized that I didn't really ever come alive for myself. I was just feeding his aliveness. He was so smart and creative, it didn't matter. I would tell him things at home in private, and then they would work their way into public conversation, into his work, and for a while, that felt like enough. I was just so flattered that someone like him would find an idea of mine worth using or a comment of mine worth repeating. And then I got pregnant, and I thought, having a baby will be ours, really ours, and it will also really be mine. And he was so excited. And it was nice for a while, but kids, they belong to themselves. Like the instant they leave your body, it's just a process of going away from you. And I didn't belong to myself. It was stupid stuff and big stuff. All the furniture in our house was his taste. I wasn't even sure what my taste was anymore because I'd never been asked to use it. I didn't even pick our apartment, I just moved into his. I made noises about wanting to move back to LA, but it came to nothing. We'd come here on holidays because he liked my family, but whenever I suggested we do a year or something, he put me off. It would be so weird if he had turned to me and said, "And what do you want to do today?" I watched that long documentary about George Harrison, and I thought, just own it. Just own it like George Harrison's wife. Being a wife and a mother is enough. And then I realized I couldn't remember her name. So this pilot is coming along, and it's shot in LA, and it paid so much, and it was like there was this little lifeline thrown to me. Here is a bit of Earth, it's yours. And I was so embarrassed about it in front of him, but also it felt like this is who I am, this is what I'm worth, and it's stupid, but at least it's mine. And if he had taken me in a big hug and said, "Baby, I'm so excited for your adventure, and of course I want you to have your own piece of Earth," and then we might not have gotten divorced. But he made fun of it. And he was jealous, like he is. But then he realized about the money and told me I could funnel it back into the theater company. And that's when I realized that he truly didn't see me. He didn't see me as something separate from him. And I asked him to say my phone number, and he didn't know it. So I left. I think Charlie also slept with Mary Ann, the stage mother.